and welcome to the Disney News Show. Here's your host, CruellasFurCoat.
Yes, this is the Disney News Show. I'm Joe Worthington, aka CruellasFurCoat, and this is episode 86 for Sunday, 30th of June, 2013. Now, welcome to the show. How is everybody? I hope you're having a fantastic week. Now, last week's episode was episode 85, and I had a great response from last week's episode. I've got this week's question to get to in a second, but first of all, I'd just like to say a big thank you to everyone who tuned in and watched last week's episode. I really hope you enjoyed it, and that you are continuing to enjoy this week's, the show every week. Now, it's great to see the same faces popping up, leaving comments and stuff every week. You know who you are, and I really thank you so much for doing that. It really means a lot to know that people tune in every week, every Sunday, and make this part of their routine, which is really nice to me. So thank you so much. It means so much, and so that is really great stuff there. Now, this week I've actually got quite a few things to show you, including one absolutely incredible thing that I was blown away by. I'm sure you will find it incredible too. But we're going to start off with a Blu-ray, Disney Blu-ray that I picked up this week. I actually got this off eBay, and it is Disney's Tarzan. Now, this is one that I've been wanting to get for a while because it's quite a rare one now in the UK. UK is one of the few countries to actually have released this already. Sorry, lighting's rubbish again. To have released Tarzan on Blu-ray. And there was a few problems with it when it first came out. I've not had a chance to check out my copy yet because it only came yesterday or the day before. So not a chance to watch it yet, but when I get around to it, I will let you know what it's like. There's some problems with the ratios on the screen that we see. But one of the things I did want to make sure I get was the disc art, because this is one of the last ones that came with disc art from Disney UK. And so I didn't want to miss out on a chance to get that, so I thought might as well pick up while they're still available with disc art on. So that is really cool. Pick that up. I think it cost me £9 including P&P, which was not a bad deal really, to get that one there. I also went a bit Once Upon a Time mad this week and picked up a few Once Upon a Time things, including the first thing is the new novel Reawakened, yeah, that's it, based on the first season of Once Upon a Time. Now, this pretty much tells the story of the first season through just the form of a novel. And from what I've read up to now, I don't know if I like it that much. I think it's quite what it does, obviously, it just retells the story. I thought maybe that we'd get a few more insights into the characters, maybe a bit more of a backstory to some of them, but we don't really get that. It's just pretty much going through and telling you the story of the first season through the points of view of Snow and Emma. Now, okay, it's not bad, and it's worthwhile reading if you're a fan of the show. I managed to get this for just over £5 from Amazon, and so that was really good. It's £7.99 if you're buying it new in the shop. So and I think it's good. I'll finish it. I'll read it. It's not that bad that I'm not going to read it, but I think it's slightly basic and slightly not what I was expecting. So that is the Once Upon a Time novel. And the other Once Upon a Time thing I've got is the issue 2 of the Collector's Edition magazine. Now, I really wanted to pick issue one up when it was released a few months ago, but I never got around to doing that, so I thought I saw episode 2 in the shop, had to pick this up, and this is fantastic. This is worth the £9.99 that I paid for this. Look at these full colour pages, some fantastic interviews and descriptions. 148 pages. It's really fantastic. I really love it, and I'm so happy to manage to get that. I went my local WH Smith, they had quite a lot of copies, so I think it's still available in WH Smith here in the UK, also in the US as well. But yeah, it did cost £9.99, which maybe you'd say is slightly expensive for a magazine, but it's not like it's an every month magazine. This is only the second issue, and the third issue is not yet planned, so I'm going to try and pick these up. If anyone does know where I could maybe get a first issue, issue 1, please let me know, because I will need to now collect all these, because that's what I'm like, I have to collect everything. So yeah, I didn't manage to get hold of the first one. I sold out online and everywhere. So yeah, I would really like to. This one's great, so I'd really recommend you picking that up if you get the chance. Over the novel, I'd go for this over the novel, but you know, it's your choice, of course. Go for both if you can. If you're a fan of Once Upon a Time, then definitely they're worth picking up. Okay, so that's those few things there. Next up is something absolutely incredible. I love this. I'm sure you're going to love this too. Now, my friend Verity, who you remember from a previous episode of the Disney News Show, on the episode back last year when we reviewed John Carter. If you've ever seen that, definitely go and check that out. Oh, you can probably see that there. For my birthday present, now I know my birthday was quite a while ago, she hadn't got around to giving me this yet, but okay, I'm just going to show you. It is this. It is a handmade Cruella de Vil knitted doll. How incredible is that? Look at it. With the fur coat and fantastic black and white hair. Look, oh my god, Verity's mum made this for me. Can you believe that? Oh my god, it is so, so wonderful. With the bag, you see that bag there? The bag comes off with it. Yeah, the coat actually comes off as well, and it's just absolutely wonderful, and I love it so, so much. So I've said thank you to Verity, of course, but thank you again. And I think it's absolutely wonderful. I love it so, so much. So that will be going. Actually, should we put it back somewhere so we can see it? Where should we put it? Should we put it back there? Is that gonna work? We got to see that. Yeah, there we go. That's worked, hasn't it? Great stuff there. So thank you so much to Verity again, and it's really, really wonderful. I may do another video showing it a bit more detail as well. But there we go. So there is a couple of things that I had to show you today. On to the question of the week. Now, actually, last week's question we're going to start off with, which was the question all about same-sex couples on Disney Channel. And from the response that I got, everyone seems to be very pro this idea, which is fantastic news. However, from your comments, I kind of get the feeling that it'd be best if Disney and Good Luck Charlie do not make a big deal out of this. So that kind of means that this should not be such a big thing on the show. It should just kind of be a subplot that maybe isn't even mentioned that much, just kind of hinted upon, but it should not be the whole focus of the episode to kind of get that point across. And I'm sure it won't be, but you know, that's kind of what I get the idea, well, the ideas that you've given me, and I completely agree with that. But it's great that no one thinks that this shouldn't be happening on Disney Channel, and wonderful, wonderful stuff there. This week's question now, a bit of a backstory here. Now, in an interview this week, Pixar president Ed Catmull has revealed some plans for the studio's future, that's Pixar, including where it stands with regards to sequels. Now, over the past few years, Disney and Pixar have been releasing a lot more sequels, well, a lot of sequels really, and he has said that they are planning on producing one original film every year, along with one sequel every 2 years. Now, this means that we now get 3 Pixar films in a 2-year period, so that's different from what we've seen over the past decade, which is when they've been releasing one movie every summer. Now that's been the case for the last few years. Now I want to know what you think about this. Do you think that Pixar is going to lose some of its kind of authenticity by releasing an extra movie every 2 years? That, I mean, 1 in 3 is going to be a sequel, so I think we're still going to get our original films, but of course we know some of the sequels that are coming up. Well, actually one of them is the Finding Dory. Finding Dory is going to be coming out in November 2015, and so Disney and Pixar have got these sequels planned. We know that there are more sequels coming now, and so probably Incredibles 2, possibly Toy Story 4, which I'm completely against Toy Story 4, just putting that out there. Do not make Toy Story 4, please. But you know, so we know they're coming. What do you think to this? Do you think it's right that they're now adding sequels into their overall structure of the company, or do you think it's maybe best that they just would have kept it with one every year, including the sequels in that? What do you think? Just give me your thoughts. That is this week's question about the future of Pixar, Pixar's release schedule, and the ideas of sequels. So please let me know your thoughts down below, and I will relay some of the comments on next week's show. Okay, so moving on to the Walt Disney World news now, and this week's Limited Time Magic is all focused on Independence Day and the 4th of July, of course, happening this Thursday. Now, I talked about the different events that are going to be taking place at Walt Disney World back on episode 84, so if you want to go and check that out, you can do. But the kind of the main thing is there's a week-long fireworks show, well, not a week-long fireworks show taking place every day this week from tomorrow until next Sunday at the Magic Kingdom. In addition, there will also be specially produced Independence Day cupcakes, which were announced this week. They're going to be on sale at Magic Kingdom, Epcot and Disney Hollywood Studios from tomorrow, 1st of July, until next Sunday, 7th of July. So there's quite a few things going on. Fireworks shows at Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Disney Hollywood Studios as well, and those special cupcakes which were announced on Disney Parks blog this week. And so So great stuff there. Disney World did a great job for Independence Day, and so it looks like it's going to be a great one this year, including the limited time magic things happening there as well. Next up, on Monday, the new and expanded Curl by Sandy Duval store opened at Downtown Disney's West Side. Now this is now close to the Splitsville area, the whole bowling complex. Now the former location of this surf apparel store, that's what it is. Curl is a surf store. That was on Pleasure Island. Now why I mention this is because there is continued work going on Pleasure Island to transform it into the first stage of Disney Springs, the whole newly designed and reimagined Downtown Disney. Now Disney Springs is in full, well, it's not in full swing, it's the construction is going ahead. More and more walls are going up, blocking areas that are being either demolished or just completely changed into the new Disney Springs. Now, so of course this relocation of Curl by Simon Duval was necessary to make way for the new changes there. So that opened on Monday in Downtown Disney's West Side. So I'll bring you all latest news on Disney Springs when I get it, but at the moment construction is still underway. Of course it's underway, but just it's getting bigger and better every single week. Okay, so that is our Walt Disney World news for this week. Moving over to Disneyland. For a 4th of July celebration at Disneyland, they will play host to many different military musical acts who will be performing throughout this week. Now, there are loads and loads of different bands going to be performing, obviously military tunes as well as other things around Independence Day, 4th of July of course. All details can be found on the Disney Parks blog by clicking on the link down below. So if anyone's going to be at Disneyland during this next week, definitely be sure to go and check out these great acts which are going to be performed for us this week. So great stuff there. Now this week Disney has released some information about the upcoming projects at Tokyo Disneyland. Now we don't hear much about Tokyo Disneyland, so it's great when we do get some new information from Disney. Now from next year, Tokyo Disneyland will have their own nighttime show on the Castle Protection show, very similar to Disney Dreams at Disneyland Paris, and Celebrate the Magic at Magic Kingdom. Now this is going to be called Once Upon a Time. I've been told nothing to do with the show Once Upon a Time. Now it's been announced that the show will incorporate scenes from Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella and Alice in Wonderland. So very similar to the way that Disney Dreams goes through lots of different Disney movies, with Peter Pan chasing his shadow through these Disney animated classics. Now the show is going to debut some point in 2014 at Tokyo Disneyland, and I'm sure we'll get lots more details, well we hope we'll get lots more details towards that time, but of course I'll bring you all the latest news on that Once Upon a Time show happening at Tokyo Disneyland. Okay, and the other information that we were given there is something that's going to be opening in spring 2015, is that Tokyo Disneyland is going to be unveiling a new musical production inspired by The Little Mermaid. Now this is possibly going to be very similar to The Little Mermaid's show at Disney Hollywood Studios in Walt Disney World, and it'll be presented in the Mermaid Lagoon Theatre, very fitting there, and it's going to be renovated, the whole stage and the lighting is going to be changed at the Mermaid Lagoon Theatre for the debut of this production, which is fantastic news there. Of course I've never visited Tokyo Disneyland, but I've heard from people that I know who have been how incredible it is, and it's great to see that we're getting a Little Mermaid show over there. Wonderful stuff there. So great news there from Tokyo Disneyland. I'd love to hear if any of you have been to Tokyo Disneyland and what your thoughts are on that, and I'm sure it's going to be great when these new introductions are introduced, and so great stuff there. Okay, so moving on to the other news now, and one of the biggest Disney Channel events of this summer is going to be an episode of Phineas and Ferb, including Marvel characters. Now this is going to be the first time that Marvel and Disney properties have actually crossed over in one episode of a show or a movie or anything. It's going to be the first time in this episode of Phineas and Ferb called Mission Marvel. Now a date has actually been released for this, which, well, we hadn't previously known the date, but it's now going to be on the 16th of August, 8 PM on Disney Channel in the US. I'm not sure about the UK, probably we won't get it this summer, but you never know. Fingers crossed that we might get it here in the UK. I'm sure it's going to be available online after that date as well. But yes, finishing third, Mission Marvel. We've had some concept art already, and it looks really, really good. But I'll bring you more information on that as I get it. But yeah, so the date is 16th of August at 8 PM. Okay, next up, Sophie McShearer is the next actress to be cast in Disney's Cinderella. Now we seem to be getting one cast member each week, so this looks really good. But Sophie McShearer is someone you may know from Downton Abbey, another Downton Abbey actress, who's going to be joining Lily James, who is already in the role of Cinderella, and Sophie McShearer is going to be playing one of the stepsisters, possibly Drizella or a character to that effect, because we already had an actress in the role of Anastasia, although the names are probably going to be changed because they generally get changed all the time between Anastasia, Drizella and all the other incarnations of the stepsisters. Now we will wait and see what happens there, but joining Kate Blanchett, Helena Bonham Carter, Richard Madden and Lily James, of course, all in those roles, so this looks absolutely fantastic, and I'm really, really excited for Cinderella. So I'll bring you more information on that. I'm sure we'll get another cast member next week, because that's generally the way that this is looking, but you know, great news there for Cinderella. Okay, last week I mentioned that the UK edition of Iron Man 3 on Blu-ray and DVD is being released on the 9th of September, and we now have a date for the US release. This is going to be on 24th of September 2013. Now, this is now 2 weeks later than the UK release, and it's just showing that Disney and Marvel do not like to release their things at the same time anywhere, because this never really happens, does it? Last year there was a whole fiasco about what happened when we didn't get the audio commentary from Joss Whedon on our edition because it was released earlier. And what do? They go and do it again. So who knows what it's going to turn out like, but you know, let's see. But yeah, so 24th of September is when it's going to be available in stores. The digital copy version is going to be available earlier on the 3rd of September. That's going to be digital download from iTunes, I'm sure, will be available there from the 3rd of September. Okay, and the last piece of news this week is that Oz the Great and Powerful is released here in the UK on Blu-ray and DVD from tomorrow. Now this was released back in the US, well, over in the US, back a few weeks ago now, and but we are finally getting it here in the UK, and I will be doing my unboxing of the 3D edition. That'll be at some point tomorrow. I'm hoping it's going to arrive from Amazon. Fingers crossed with a slipcover. When we had our Wreck-It Ralph version, that didn't come with a slipcover from Amazon, but let's hope that we do get a copy with a slipcover from Amazon, and I will let you guys take a look at that tomorrow in my video, so definitely tune in tomorrow if you're interested in that. Now it's available in a 3D Blu-ray set, a 2D Blu-ray set, and a DVD set as well, so fantastic stuff there, and I'm sure that you guys, if you're interested, you might pick it up because it's a fantastic movie. I really, really loved it in theatres, and I'm really excited to watch it again tomorrow, so great stuff. So that is actually all the news that we have for this week. Not too much news, that's been quite a short show, but I really hope you enjoyed the news that we did have. This has been the Disney News Show, episode 86 for Sunday 30th of June 2013 from me, Joe Worthington, aka CruellasFurCoat. Do not forget to send me any comments, questions, feedback about anything I mentioned on the show today, or of course the big question of the week about Pixar and its upcoming release schedule. Be sure to leave me your comments down below, or send me a personal message, or you can contact me on Twitter. I'm at CruellasFurCoat. Instagram as well is at CruellasFurCoat if you're on Instagram. I thank you very much for watching. I will see you soon. Goodbye.